Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the straight red card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card. It's the show number 2 for the week. And today we're just going to cover basically the players abroad. We're going to try to keep this short and sweet. We already talked about Pulisic and swallowing farts watching the Chelsea game.
So,
and go ahead.
We kind of covered a little bit of the Pefok issue, but I figured there's other avenues of the Pefok that we can talk about here.
Well, listen, besides the fact that he's probably still not making the team anyhow, the fact that he's going through a mini not scoring streak, although he just got an assist not long ago, I don't know, supposedly that doesn't count anymore for anything. But everybody's blaming the pro Pefok crowd for all of a sudden being quiet.
So Brian does say Jordan Pefok is definitely in a slump. 8 games now without a goal, including 2 against Malmo. But the past 2 have been noticeably unproductive. Today's, and he puts the stats for them. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Stats.
It was not productive. I agree. 8 without a goal and just 1 goal in his past 12 appearances across all competitions. This is why smart people said pay attention to the underlying numbers. Back in August, when he got off to that unsustainably hot start, XG overperformance by that amount does not last. Oh, God, really? We're going to do XG? Doyle, Matt, stop it. Stop it. Just shut up with the XG. The fact is that if you look at Leeds XG, they should be like, what? I don't know. They should have like 7 more points this season. XG doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Mm-mm. What matters is what you do. We all knew that he was on a hot streak. Hot streaks don't last forever, but you don't need to bring XG into it. It's no point.
No, it's ridiculous. And let's see if it does pull up here. Okay, yeah. So U.S. Stan, he goes, I'm not even a huge Pefok guy, but you can't on one hand say, see, told you he doesn't score well about a dude in the Bundesliga. And on the other hand, hey, check out this dude lighting up MLS. This lacks all context, and for informed fans makes us doubt your knowledge and sincerity.
Absolutely does.
So
absolutely does, Doyle. So
I responded saying, you're underestimating how difficult it is for a striker to score against my Chicago Fire. Give me Bayern any day of the week.
Yeah, right. And as we all know, Pefok is playing for the first place team in the Bundesliga. I think they're still in first, even though they tied today. They tied. I don't know if that means they're still in first, but I thought they were 4 points up. So it should mean they're still in first. So he's playing on the best team in the Bundesliga?
They're currently 1 point up on Bayern right now.
Okay, and so he's had a little bit of a slow streak coming back after that injury.
Third of the year in, they're up there, yeah.
And again, assists don't count. I don't know. Today wasn't that productive.
Well, I mean, yeah,
the game before that was pretty productive. Just not a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's going off of what U.S. men's national team stands said here. There are a lot of people out there saying, where are the Pefok stands at now? And
right here.
And basically, and there's a bunch of these type of posts. You can go and look at the quote tweets and see what everybody's saying about this because it's all the same. But the funny thing is that these are the same people who are bitching and complaining every time somebody says that Ferreira is not good enough for the national team, or why is Zardes there, or why is Acosta playing? You know, they're like, oh, don't be mean. They put their they put their heart on the field and they leave everything out there, type of thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not discrediting that, but now you can't come back and do this.
Yeah, no one ever is saying they are trying hard. It's that they're just not good enough, some of them. Not all of them. Some of them aren't. But the fact that we have this MLS versus what I think, we take a very balanced, rational approach to this. Mm-hmm. We don't shit on every MLS player, but we don't fucking laud every abroad player either. We don't think they're all fucking hot shit just because they play abroad.
Shit on many, if any, MLS players. We may say, I don't think this guy is national team quality. That's not shit on a player.
Trap, Ewell,
Lewis. We got to trash on Lewis a bit there too, yeah.
Yeah, Lewis, Zardes. Yeah, we take some mini craps on some people and just said, listen, they're good MLS players or their time is done. They've had their time with the U.S. men's national team, and that run is over.
Yeah.
And that's Sardis. That's absolutely true. I'm glad of all the service he was able to provide before. Leggett, same basket.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for all your service, but I think your time is up. And
Basically.
Yeah.
There got to be those transition players moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
But yeah, the big issue, because we're talking about players who are likely to play themselves onto the plane going into
the
Qatar.
Right.
And we talked about Pefok there for a second. He said, well, he may still not be on the plane.
No,
but
that may have happened even if he kept scoring.
True. Yes, but there might be something that's playing into his benefit there. All the fucking injuries we're seeing. So Sargent's picked up a knock. Not sure how. I'm sure that's precautionary. But it is precautionary according to Pete here. Turner picked up a little knock, but again, precautionary. But I think both will still be on the roster. The whole concept of maybe this is helping Pefok was kind of a joke leading into it, but McKinney's out for 15 days at least, according to the numbers. But we all know McKinney does heal faster than the average bear. So
why are we listing Reyna and Aronson at the bottom? They're clearly both healthy.
No. So they say Luka is also worried, but Reyna and Aronson both can play centrally too.
Can play, but they're not going to play centrally.
There are a lot of people there are a lot of people
knows this.
Yeah, there are a lot of people saying like, maybe we'll see Reyna play in the midfield. I'm like, we haven't seen Berhalter budge on that at all, outside of a verbal quip.
No,
it's happening.
That is not.
Aaronson's going to be playing in the midfield. Reyna's always going to be up top.
Aronson is more likely than Reyna, that's for sure, because Aronson's done it before. But you got McKennie. He'll be healthy in time. Sargent just got Peyronie's disease. That is not a big deal. All right? It's not a big deal. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's when you get a bend in your penis. It's not a big deal.
I heard some chicks like that.
It just took a left. It took a left turn. And he panicked. They put him on the injury list. But because he and his wife are trying to have more kids. And apparently she made a kind of weird move. And
she swiveled. She zigged when she should have zagged.
And it bent his, Okay. And then Turner, we already know.
At least he went out with a smile. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he did. And he'll be back. Sargent will be back. Turner, I can't remember what he had. But it was sudden. It was a sudden outbreak, and I think it was on his inner thigh. Herpes, I believe.
Ouch,
so
let's not paint, even joking, let's not paint that picture.
Luca De La Torre, he wasn't playing anyhow, so what does it matter? He's just getting more rest. On top of the rest he's been getting all season.
Well, what's that? Well, I was hoping that he would at least be healthy in getting that rest for the next couple of weeks.
He'll be fine.
"Quote unquote" injured. Yeah, we're leading into the World Cup. We're 3 weeks out, and we've got some of our bigger players in "quote unquote" question marks. Again, I agree with you. I think Sargent Turner definitely will be back, no doubt. McKinney heals quickly, and I think he'll be there regardless. So you're not going to keep McKinney out of this World Cup. He'll be there.
They didn't even pull McKinney until halftime.
Yeah.
That's how seriously injured he looked. He didn't even go like, take me out, coach. I'm injured.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be less than 15 days. McKinney has always taken his injury time and cut it in half. It could be 8 days for all we know.
I've been posting on the twits too. 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing cartwheels before you know it.
8 days, yeah. And he eats well, so he'll be healthy soon.
Very well.
The guys at Rangers both went 90 in a win. And I don't know. Tillman got an assist, so that's a plus for him. Sands didn't. I mean, he's playing against another Scottish team that's not that great. So I don't know how much this benefits their possibility of them going and getting on the plane to Qatar. But certainly, we already talked about Tillman having a shot to begin with.
Yeah, I think Tillman is definitely he's on that list of a chance. But you have all these injuries coming up, and maybe Berhalter's looking at it going like, "No, I was never the biggest Luka fan, anyways. Tillman's getting assists here. Maybe I'll just bring him instead of Luka."
Well, depending on the injuries, yeah, could be. We already talked about all the boys at Leeds. We talked about Pulisic, but we didn't mention Ream and Jedi. They went 90 in a
I
tie.
got one for you there.
They've been playing really well.
Let's look at Jedi. Let's look how he played.
90 minutes, 100% tackles, 6 final third passes. And some of those passes, by the way, were fucking brilliant. 2 blocks. Mitrovic should have finished at least one of those that I saw. 2 blocks, 5 duels, 7 ball recoveries, 3 accurate crosses, 2 of them that hit fucking Mitrovic in the chest, and a 7.3 foot mob rating. And by the way, Ream was not shabby either. All right. So this
to play well.
My dad kept saying, so you're telling me this is the guy? This is the captain of Fulham, and he's not going to the World Cup with us? I was like, yeah, Dad. I said, yeah. Ream, he doesn't fit in Greg's system. My dad's like, what is Greg's system exactly again? Do I have to explain this for the third time? Because I'll explain it to him, and then he'll forget by the next time I come over. Because he's like, well, that sounds stupid. And he just blows it off. And then here we are watching Ream again with the armband, playing for Fulham, who are currently in, 6th or 7th in the Premier League right now? I mean, what more does he have to do? Does he have to actually give fucking Greg a reach around? I don't know at this point. I don't know.
Couldn't hurt at this point, I imagine.
We already know Brooks isn't going. We know that, we know Anthony Robinson. Miles Robinson is hurt. We know Long hasn't looked himself since his injury. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to me you got to give Ream a chance. All we are saying is give Ream a chance. Bring him. Reyna went 30. Looked good. Glad they're not starting him every game. Hey, Toljan went 90, but he ain't going anywhere. McKennie was yanked at halftime. Yep, LDLT's injured. Musa injured. Sargent injured. Holmes went 60 in a win. No chance of going. Horvath 90 in a tie. Gooch is injured in that game for Sunderland. Stefan 90 in a loss. Hoppy was in the 18. He actually got to ride the bench.
Oh.
Didn't come in, though. Brian Reynolds.
Baby steps, I guess.
Yeah. Brian Reynolds, 90 for Westerlo and another loss. Otasawi was out doing a photo shoot for some sort of magazine and was not dressing. Taylor Booth went another 90 in a win for Utrecht. And I don't know, Taylor Booth is making some noise with that team. He is looking really good these past couple games.
But not the cycle, sorry.
But not the cycle. He's not going the cycle. It's too early. CCV went 90 in a win and an easy win. Scally 90 in that tie versus Union Berlin. Dest, I didn't get the chance to see. Vines, I don't know if he played or not. Vines went 90 for Antwerp. Pepe, 90 in a tie, scoreless game with Groningen. Ledesma, 7 in that same game versus Pepe. Last 7 minutes for PSV. No, that wasn't against. Anyhow, he played. It wasn't against Pepe's team, I don't think. Groningen. Cannon versus Mendez. They both played. I don't know the result. I didn't get a chance to check the ending.
Still a lot of people pushing for Mendez, given all the injuries.
I think it's next cycle. I don't think. I mean, we haven't seen him at all. If we haven't seen you at all.
Yeah,
you got no shot.
That's been my argument against most people. Like, hey, maybe this is time for this person or this person. I'm like, if he hasn't been in the fold with Berhalter, he's not taking any chances now. You're more likely to see Zardes over Vasquez at this point.
You've at least had to been in a camp. Recently. There's just no way. And when I say recently, I mean in the last 2 years. Conrad did not dress for Olympiacos because he's not that good.
No.
Wingo played for Ferran Fakaras.
Wingo.
And then to close out the night, yes, our good friends at Venezia lost another game and now sit in the relegation zone.
Man, how's that possible?
They are just awful. They are 2 wins, 3 ties, and 6 losses. They're 18th. They just lost versus Ascoli.
Man.
Tessman played 59, got yanked. Novakovic played 59, got yanked. De Vries was in the 18. Bucio is injured, and Lille did not dress.
Hey,
Venezia,
remember
the worst team you've ever watched.
Remember at the end of last season, people were like projecting that Bucio is going to get transferred.
Yes, I
Feel
remember.
bad for the guy. He took a
laughed.
chance and
We laughed then, we laugh now. Because I'm just
How
saying,
many more seasons until he's back to Kansas City?
even when Busio was healthy, a lot of the times Tessman's getting the start now. So
Yeah.
what does that say about what they think about Busio? So at least Tessman and Novakovic are starting. I mean, they're losing, and they're awful. They're god awful. You go online and read any of the Venezia fans' shit and what they're saying about the team. I mean, how do you take a team that was just in Serie A? You think, okay, they dropped down to Serie B, they're going to be competitive to fight for those spots to get back
At
into
least
Serie A.
mid-table, yeah, no.
At least, but they are fucking wretched, and the Americans aren't helping the situation. All right,
No.
I think that's going to do it.
Nope. I got here some bad news from McKinney. So
Uh-oh.
Football is Life says, fans, and then in quotes, Juve are fucking terrible. And then Juve's like, yeah, but look at my list of injured players here. Hey, you know, it's a hefty list of injured players you got there.
Yeah,
Juve.
we got some great ones. Bremer and Di Maria's awesome.
You just paid a buttload for Paredes. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, everything.
Paul Pogba has yet to play.
Chiesa is right there, I believe. We verify, yes.
Did Pogba play at the beginning of the season?
No, he got injured during preseason.
That's right. All right.
A lot of heavily paid players that could make a difference are sitting on the bench, and I responded to this, of course, being the Juve fan that I am.
Yes.
And I said, well, I think it's obvious where Dortmund's medical staff from last year went.
That's so true. I don't even know if that's a joke. You might want to check that out.
It's totally a joke, but come on, seriously. I think it's a pretty apt observation.
Jesus.
And then I guess I got one last thing I wanted to bring up, and this is kind of more on a serious note, and it'll get a little lighthearted in the end.
Okay.
But talking about the World Cup, the LGBTQ community are basically boycotting the World Cup based off the statement, based off of FIFA's deafening silence surrounding the treatment against their community.
Yep.
And we had this guy.
What a blessed moment. LGBT.
He's a columnist and an author from Qatar.
LGBT groups decide to boycott the Qatar 2022 World Cup as a statement of principle. We are not honored to welcome such abnormal ideas and tendencies. We are looking forward to having a clean sporting event without homosexuals or troublemakers. And who does this guy write for?
No, he doesn't specify. It's just he's a columnist and author. I'm sure whatever follows afterwards explains what it is, but
okay, so homosexuals are troublemakers? Like those are interchangeable things for him? What a fucking idiot. So these are the kind of fucking idiots they bought the World Cup. Qatar bought the World Cup, and they can't even rest for a fucking second and say, you know what, homosexuals are fine. Come on in. It's the World Cup. Everybody's welcome. We'll deal with whatever later. But we're hosting the World Cup, so everyone is welcome. That's how it works. When you host the World Cup, everyone is welcome. Everyone. It's easy as that.
Yeah. So Tech jumps in and says this tweet is unnecessary as a World Cup, as unnecessary as a World Cup
in Qatar. Absolutely true.
So I wanted to bring up this guy because he said I don't know what yes dad means, but he says no one should have sex with another man. A man's penis belongs to a woman or his farm animals, preferring goats or camels.
Okay,
it's all troll, yes. But I wanted to bring this up because he goes on to talking about it, and then I had to jump into this. See, he posted the author and columnist there with his sheet.
Yeah.
I said, just remember, ba means ba.
Yeah.
So this World Cup, all the follies that followed it.
It's shameful. It's shameful we're having World Cup there.
Yeah,
it really is.
This is
shameful.
Leading to any other World Cup, the hype would be real. And then there's just certain things that brings it back down.
Yeah, you can't drink there, can't smoke pot. I mean, some places in the United States, you can't really smoke pot, but nobody's going to arrest you for that anymore. You can't. And who's going to risk trying to bring some fucking pot into Qatar through the airport? Holy fuck. You're going to be in some weird-ass jail for 10 years.
We saw what happened to the NWA, what is it, NWBA? WNBA, sorry. The WNBA chick that went to Russia with some some oils for her vapor.
Cannabis oils. Yeah.
She's a long
there's some
stretch there looking.
Backwards ass laws, obviously. Like that cannabis oil is not going to kill anybody.
Well, and I guess
or affect their society.
Sure.
That was purely political. That's purely political. What we're seeing in Qatar is some shit they actually believe. They think homosexuals are troublemakers. Okay? They actually believe that. That's written. It's in their laws. So, I mean, they weren't that long ago when they were in our laws too. But, we're in a new century here. Can we act like it? I don't know. Guess not. So that's what happens when you have a World Cup in a place that doesn't respect. Like if you have a World Cup here, anyone can come because almost all those cultures are already here. There is already a community of people that live here that already, there are Germans here, there are Russians here, there are Croatians here, there's, you name it. They're here. We have them. So, everybody can come. But no, not in Qatar. Not in Qatar. So anyhow, this can't happen again. A World Cup cannot be bought ever again. I hope that Infantino realizes that. I'm sure he did. That's why he's brought in. But that fucker that smells like sausage, he needs to go. So, or he's already gone. But he needs
to be gone again, though.
Yes, Sepp Blatter needs to be in jail somewhere. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show. We will be back Thursday with a live show, I think. I don't see any reason not to, so we will. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with grandma, and when you get a chance, support our sponsor, KY Jelly. Until next time on Straight Red Card, good night.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.